So living with difference means cultivating an ability to live in this in-between, to allow two or more seemingly opposing things to be true, without needing one to be more true than the other. Instead of living in either or, we have the capacity to hold the both and.
My husband and I started this community with the idea that we didn't want home to be a real estate transaction. Really, we wanted to emphasize home as belonging, as a place of support, a place to feel secure, a place for our well-being, a place to have community.
There have been several communities that have come up in my area, and I had some realization that there were at different points in each community I had to opt out because it just didn't feel like a right fit.
There's a reality that people of color see and have seen for generations, and then there's the reality that white people just do not want to see and don't see.
And that's the key thing about privilege, is that it's not something that you did, and it's not something that you can really erase. It's just there based on identities and the culture that we grew up in.
Class privilege comes into play in a very big way for almost every community. We are only here because I had a friend with $300,000 to spare.
A group of us are trying to lend some money to the community so the community can buy one or two of the homes and then rent them out on a long-term secure basis to have long-term sustainable renting.
And we're kind of trained to believe that we can't have compassion for others as we are suffering ourselves, but that's not actually true. Humans are amazing. We have the ability to be compassionate about others.
By POC folks, and knowing that you can be in dialogue, model, learn from the ways in which they have developed community, even when it looks different than the co-housing model, and be very thoughtful about that engagement and about those lessons and about where you can, because those help you build a community which may be more conducive and better space, right, for people of color to join or to create communities alongside your community that are more reflective of that wider beloved community.
And when it comes to community, I don't want to be seen as the different one. I want to be seen as part of the community.
When you go home, that should be like your haven, your safe place. And to have to do a lot of that emotional labor with folks who don't understand you is a lot to take on.
And what she didn't realize was that simply having to make that offer added another level of shame.
And we've asked them to specifically help us with anti-racism.
So what is an inclusive community? It's a community that welcomes and values all of its members and does not restrict membership based on a particular culture, ability, socioeconomic status, or race.
We found that there is such a desire for being a part of a stable friendship building, community gathering group.
I am drawn to having a community of people who have committed to be there with each other.
Co-housing has the ability to change the face of the future of residential options for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities.
It's not just that I believe this way of living to be possible. I know it's possible.